printer in, thanks to the folks at GearBest. They sent me a Creality CR-10S that you're seeing right here. I'm going to do an unboxing and build. From what I understand, they actually are pretty quick to do, so I don't expect this to be a long stream by any stretch of the imagination. I plan to put it together and just want to kind of get this up and going. After that, I'm going to be printing a bunch of wargame terrain on it. That's probably, sorry about that, it's probably one of the biggest reasons I got my 3D printer originally. My original one was to print terrain, and this is going to go into terrain production as soon as I get it built and get it running and stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, GearBest sent me this out so that I could test. This is my unboxing / preview type thing, which I'm sure by now everybody's pretty much seen this Creality CR10. CR10S is still kind of new. It's got the dual Z rods on it, which is really cool. It's got the filament runout sensor, which is really nice. It's got a couple other upgrades over the original CR10, making it a little bit better printer. Just some refinements after a year. I have a feeling that this was kind of done to kind of push it ahead of the TiVo Tornado, because the Tornado came out a couple months ago and was able to basically learn from what Creality CR10 was having issues with. So let's get on to the unboxing, and I'll try to quit saying all the time. So here it is. I'll stand up here once I get untangled from all these. I really need a wireless mic. It'll make life much easier. Okay, so, and you guys all get the bonus of not having to see my ugly mug. So nice, well packaged here. I really like the material they use. Nice, solid. So here is the base. Let's set it here. And this is a myriad of other hardware. Got some tape for the bed, though I've heard it's a glass bed. I'm going to use cheap Aquanet. Got it right over there. Some cheap Aquanet spray on hairspray on it, because that just works really simple. Here, let's take some of this packaging material. I've got some of this packaging material here. You can use it to separate things, make things nicer. Got a box. I'm trying to get out. There we go. And then we have the controller box here. This is actually, it's actually very well packed. I'm very impressed with the packaging on this. Okay, so we have our box out. Now, let's get the gantry out here. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing under here. Oh, it doesn't look like it. I can see different colored things here. I just want to make sure I'm not snagging anything here. Okay. Okay, and we're out. So, I don't know if you saw my last video, but I built a East 3D Gecko that took place over a fairly large number of builds. I think that one ended up taking me about 8 hours. Here I am like 3 minutes into this, and I'm a lot further ahead. So this is kind of nice if you don't want to spend a lot of time building a printer. There I go saying again. This will be something quick, and I'll be finished with it, and it'll start running, which is kind of nice. The magical stuff that goes in the trays there. Got power plug. Let's see here. So US power plug. I've got a cookie flipper, some white PLA, which who knows if I'll use that one or not. Here is the manual. Sure how much that's going to be needed. Here's the micro SD card, side cutter, and other tools. Looks like an end stop. Some other parts, pieces and parts, more pieces and parts. Actually, I think I'm going to leave some of these in here. Let's see here. I have a feeling I'm going to need these before long. So let's do this. Let's turn the box into a table. So I'm not going to need the flipper for now. These I could see definitely needing some tools, so I've got my other tools over there. Let's see. I probably won't put this on tonight. This is USB, so it uses a mini USB connector, not a micro, which I'm kind of used to seeing everything being micro nowadays. Okay, more packing material. Okay, so let's see how this comes out. Doesn't really say anything. So we have a base, we have a frame, we have a control box, we have a toolbox, which is the cardboard box, is the toolbox they say. So we are free of the packaging. So one thing I have seen mentioned many times as of late is to check to make sure the frame is nice and snug. So far things are extremely snug. I don't want to even try to wrench them down even harder. Looks like everything is parallel, which I like. There's not bent. Looks good. This is actually pretty darn good box that is shipped in. There's an outer box that you didn't see me take apart. Then there's the inner box that you saw me take apart. The outer box didn't look the prettiest, but this inner box had one small ding in it, and that was it. So there. So make sure that everything on this is nice and secure. Oops. Let's see here. Just checking the belt here, make sure it's centered. Yep, everything looks really darn good. So let's get rid of this. I guess I'll just use my other knife. Hopefully it's sharp enough. This thing hasn't been sharpened in some time. Which isn't really a big deal, because pretty much all that I use it for is to open packaging. So I'm not really too worried about it not being sharp. But yes, I know you need a sharp knife to prevent injuries. Pulling the plastic off here. Even comes with clips. This is some pretty thick glass on here. I run my first printer. What got me started in this whole craziness was a Tivo Tarantula. And one of the upgrades that a lot of people recommend early on is this is hard to get to, is to use a glass top, because the aluminum on it, and this is more paper to go, or more toppings for that. I'm not so sure I'm going to use that. I'm going to leave the glass on this for now. Or not the glass, but I'm going to leave the plastic on the glass. Anyhow, on the tarantula over there, I use a glass bed because the aluminum on the tarantulas have a tendency to be a little on the aluminum tends to warp a bit too much. So I'm getting a little bit of wobble here. Let's see. Let's flip this over. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. There's our eccentrics. So, did I bring my eccentric? Nope, I did not. So I have to pull this one out of the kit. Let's see, is anybody actually watching this on Twitch? Because I don't actually have this open over there. Don't see anybody there. Give me a second here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something I haven't done before. I'm going to tweet about this. I get somebody in, a couple people in here to spend some time as I'm putting this together. There we go. So if you're looking, like I guess I didn't actually mention pretty much who I am. I told you about the printer and about where I got it from GearBest, which I'm eternally grateful for them to send that over. But I run a website called MakerFun 3D. I like to make things. Like I had mentioned earlier, the main reason that I got into this 3D printing was to build terrain, and on my website that actually is a big piece of what I do. Again, it's makerfun3d.com. Talk about terrain a lot. I also talk about these lower price printers that are really good for the lower end market, people that don't have as much money to spend but want to get into 3D printing. So those are kind of the two areas I probably specialize most in. Side cutters out. These clippers. Believe it or not, I haven't actually had a pair of these yet, so this is kind of convenient for me. Most of what I print doesn't use anything to brace it, so I don't need to trim all that much off, which is kind of nice. Well, shout out to my buddy Andrew Askadal. He does war layer terrain, and he's got a Kickstarter going on right now. And none of his terrain requires supports. It's really nice. There we go. I think. The center's a little bit off. Oops. There we go now. Let's see how. Still nice and smooth. I like that. Maybe I should look at the directions. I haven't really looked at the directions yet. So we did the base. We have some parts, it tells me. This. So, instructions are kind of important. This is in Chinese, which makes it very difficult, nearly impossible, I would say, for me to read. But it's not too bad. Sorry. You all saw me open this, so you know that I know probably about as much as you do about this. Wow. Okay, open the package, take out all the parts. Done that. Compared to picture 3, take out the install parts from the toolbox. So let's see here. So here's the T-fix block they talk about. This here is the Z-limit switch. I don't know if that's a spare Z-limit switch or something else. We'll have to see. That comes around. Not really worrying about it just yet. So I've got a couple of screws. And then there's M5 bolts with lock washers. So it looks like this is pretty much all the parts. Pretty simple. Let's see here. And I still have audio, so that's always a good sign. Okay. We've completed steps 1 and 2. Step 3. They have pictures. So here's the big issue that I'm having with this right now. It works, but they have text here and they have pictures that don't go, like this does not go with those. Makes it a little confusing. Connect the base with the XZ module. So I'm guessing what this is telling me here. I need to install the upright gantry here. And to do this, I have to move some material here. Sorry, I keep kicking this wire and I really want it out of my way. There we go. There we go. So that helps keep it up out of the way. So now let's get this packing material off this. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, with all my reviews and such, I'm going to use just the base printer. I'm not going to do anything special to it, so I can get some kind of baseline reviews done. And then after that, I am then going to probably do some upgrades to it that I find out there. Ooh, that's not good. The packing material got into the connector, but it looks safe. Let's see here. So yeah, so like I said, my initial review, which will actually not be out for quite a while, because I don't want to rush it. I think with 2 people this would be a lot easier. What do you think? Okay. I really don't want this to fall over. There we go. Okay, that was just pure luck that the one hex wrench I had was for this size. Okay, now for the other side. Oops, I missed. Oh, I see why I missed. So right now I'm just affixing the outer 2 bolts just to try to get it held together. That didn't do it. Okay. Now, the gantry's held together. Let's stick this in. Looks like I'm still one in here. There we go. So let's just get these cinched up a little bit. Now let's tighten them so we have a nice tight connection here. Let's see. There we go. So the main part of the print is now together. And give me a second. The wife came in and had to do something really quick for her, but I'm back. Hoping to be able to finish this. Okay. Okay, so we connected the base, install the 2 fixed block Z limit installs on the left, the other on the right. Okay, so we're going to install this T on the right. There we go. Love to see these things spin right into place. Let's get this cinched down nice and tight. There we go. Some more of the packing material in the connector. Instructions. I'm just making sure I'm installing this correct. Ta-da. Helps if I set these to the right directions. There we go. Okay, so that was right. Thought it spun off itself, but nope, it spun to grip. So now, one more time around here, and we're tightening this all nice and tight. Okay, so that's good. So you saw me earlier check the how tight things were on the other parts. I'm just going through these, making sure everything's snugged up. Everything looks pretty good to me. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so now we've got those two parts together. I do have a feeling that I may end up mounting this on a piece of plywood like I did my tarantula, just so that I can have the control box sitting right next to it. It's actually pretty big. You can see right there how I'm right kind of in the center of it. So, okay. So it looks like so the one thing I haven't printed is a clip for this. I have been reading that it's good to get a clip. There we go. There we go. To hold this open, I have read where these pop out, which is not good. So I think now that we've got all this done, let's get these trimmed off. There we go. So having it, I listened to a guy on YouTube that he always calls this a Bowden tube. I've always heard it called a Bowden tube. What is everybody's vote on which one is correct? Oh, that's the Z-rods. They float up there. Okay. Looks like I'm almost done with those instructions. From there, it basically is telling me throw these onto the box and you're ready to go. Oops. Oh. Okay. I am in America. So let's set this to 110. Aha, so there's where so right here is where the SD and USB go. Oh, you know what? Let us see what is on this. I'm sorry, but I don't actually have my display set up yet through OBS Studio. It's not even something I'd even thought about up until this exact moment. So I'm just going to throw this in really quick and have a look at what's in or on that drive. Let's see here. Da-da-da. USB. Be my F. There's a Hubba Hubba HG code, which I'm guessing is the Decapicat, though I've heard that it no longer decaps. Hey, they've actually got instructions. I wonder if these are any different. Oh, these are different than what I just went through. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Okay. So one other upgrade that I've read that I'm going to probably do is to put something to separate the Z from the filament there. Okay. sorry, I'm trying to figure out. These are so Y E Z X X. Okay, I thought that I saw this show 2 different X's. Oh, okay. So that's one. Those. It was showing me the limit switches on here. Not exactly what I was thinking. Okay, so let's see. Oh, actually, one other thing. I wanted to have a look inside here. Again, this is another fun one that I've read that it sounds like there are some very few do have some issues with the electronics in here. So let's have a look what they look like. I'm not going to try too hard to get all this apart. Just want to have a quick look on the inside. I do know this seems to be pretty high quality here. Actually, let's make sure that's turned off. Not for what I'm doing here, but for when I want to turn it on. Let's see, one more. And we're done. Okay, so here's the underside of the unit with the power supply, and this was really the piece I was interested in. I just wanted to make sure, again, it looks like they're using silicone coated wires, which I like. Yeah, everything looks like it's configured well. Like I said, I'm not going to delve too deeply into this. I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't run into any melting of the power supply connectors. That was really what I was looking into. Seems like every few days I see something about that on the Facebook group, so I figure better safe than sorry. Spend the extra minute just to check those few things out. Do have to admit, this does look like it's very solidly built. I'm actually very impressed with the build quality. Since they've gotten rid of the plastic parts, everything's metal, and except for this. Actually, no, the cowling's metal now too. Yeah, it seems pretty danged strong. I haven't had any of the issues I've seen some people complain about, and I'm assuming with the number of printers that are shipped that the actual number of failed ones, or ones that have a few screws loose, so to speak, are probably pretty rare. You're going to see, at any one point, you're going to see a much higher incident rate on a message board because people are always going to complain with problems. You're not going to see as many people proclaim, "Hey, I built it right, and this is what it looks like," because everybody's seen what they look like by now. Let's just get these all cinched back up so I can get it printing. There we go. This is actually, I will tell you, this is pretty solid. I expected a good printer out of this, don't get me wrong, but it's actually I think better than I was even hoping for. Sorry, I'm just looking at some other stuff here. Oh, actually, I'll wait on that. that's what I just did. Sorry. I'm basically just blowing through the instructions here really quick. Oh, there's some STL files. Cat, chicken, vase. I don't know that I've seen most of these other ones. The cat, it seems like everybody prints. But I don't know that I've seen some of these other ones. Ooh, what's the dragon column? So the dragon column is just a round column with what looks like an Asian dragon. Actually, it's kind of cool looking. And that'll be something that I will print for my wargaming terrain. Let's see. Oh, they've got Y-axis cable restrain. So they actually have parts on here that you might want to print. Or, I don't know what this is. Oh, that's a vase. East door. Oh, it's an eastern doorway. Again, I'll probably print that for wargaming terrain. And then we have some strange creature. A hubba. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, not a lot worthwhile there. It's cool though, some cool stuff. Don't get me completely wrong. It's not like I wouldn't use a lot of that. Looking at these instructions here really quick. They're all in Chinese, so I have a lot. There's some pictures, that helps. Oops, I don't want to close all tabs. I just want to close that. Okay. So we are ready to get things hooked up. Filament detect. Okay, let's start with something easy. I bet this is gonna be a Z. Yes, that would be a Z. I like these little flags. Makes life much easier. Hey, randomly, guess what? I picked the other Z. I feel pretty excited about that. I know, it's these easy things. Oh wait, there's two cables here. Z and Z. Oh, I bet one is my end stop. That's probably what I'm seeing here. That's going to be kind of a pain to get to. Sometimes I wonder at the small hands that some people must have to be able to get this done. So we're going to have a build video that's probably going to spend about half of it me fighting this one connector. Let's figure out another way of doing this. Oh, whoops, that's not going to work. That's the way it's going to work out. There we go. Okay, so it looks like the Z is done. This one here will be the Y with the Y end stop. So the Y go here. Not really sure why I care so much about going under this, considering I can move this cable later easy enough. Sorry, a little bit congested today. Had an inversion here in Boise as of late, and then it's cold, and my wife's not been feeling too hot, so it's just got me just getting ready to get sick, I think. So I need to get this done before that. Then, while I'm in bed, laid up sick, I can have my printer. I can have this printer running full time to crank out the reviews. So when I start feeling better, I'll be all ready to go. How's that sound? Okay. X extruder. X extruder. Okay. There we go. Now the extruder motor. Hey, there's grease on my extruder connector. Just a little bit. Okay. And then the X end stop is right there. So that's going to go through here. Not as big of a fan of that one because it's so close to the nuts. I don't know. So this is the filament detector. I will freely admit, I don't remember seeing anything needing to plug in a filament detector. Let's see. Sorry about this. Just bear with me. Everything looks good there. And it says insert into feed pipe. So I've done that. I was actually wondering about this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got the 4 cables. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 4? 4 is the E-axis. 3. Oh, this is for the old one, so that's not it. Okay, machine commission. Shows the clips. Leveling. Give me 1 second here. I think my daughter's getting ready to go to bed, so I'm going to wish her good night. I'll be right back. And I'm back again. Sorry about that. So we have this. It's filament detect. It looks like it's powered by something. Well, there are some installation tips, it says. I think that's just where those things go. Oh, you know what? I bet that's this piece here. That's probably why I'm so confused. But again, I don't know exactly what this connects to. Yes. I'm assuming that is what I'm trying to do. If that wasn't so close that you couldn't see crap, I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. I think I was looking at this wrong. Let's see if we can find a picture. No, that's not it. Okay. So let's get. Aha! I think I found it. I think I know why I was confused, and I think I'm going to be less confused now. You notice I didn't say not confused, because let's face it, that's almost an impossibility in life. I wonder if. So it looks like. Shows it going over that. I'm guessing it's these two finger screws. Okay. Oh, no. It does not go into that because this has the end on it and it goes into this. So I'm guessing this is just an extra limit switch. I will tell you the truth, I have no idea how this goes on. I think these instructions are a little old. Sorry, I'm going through the instructions here, seeing what they say, see if there's anything that I may have missed. So when I've got reading instructions, I already looked through that. Installation, machine commissioning. Those installation is what I just finished up reading on the screen. Machine commissioning is where I started. Excuse me. USB driver and software installation. So this is Cura 15043, which I'm actually using the latest. Printing. I've already looked at printing. So yeah, I am at a total loss of where one would install this. Okay, maybe not a total loss, but I'm really not sure. Looks like it plugs onto something like so. I could see that being it. I don't know. We'll see in a second, I guess, huh? So let's plug this in. It's actually something I wish more printers would do, especially in the lower end. Just make them safe for people. You know what? I've been away from the page. No, nobody's here. And then this one here. And you know what? I think I'm going to try this. This filament came with it, mainly because it's here. I will freely admit I'm being kind of lazy here, choosing this. Sorry if that's really loud. There we go. So it has to go through this piece. It's a little easier said than done, isn't it? There we go. I'm wondering, because it's so dark, if it's a... try to line that up with this. If it's an optical end stop, not a mechanical. I know that I've got an optical setup on my TiVo that I picked up. And that's not good. Don't want to get the jam already. So I can see it's going through the hole over there, but then it gets stuck. There's something in there. Nope. I'm bouncing off of something. That's what's going on. There we go. Wow, that was painful, man. That was painful for all that I was doing there. That was kind of painful. Let's lock that into place. You're not going to go anywhere. No. So this is just a guess. I'll tell you right now, I have no idea if this is how the runout sensor is supposed to work or not. And I'm not really going to test it at the moment. I just want to kind of get printing if I can here. Okay. Can see that I'm going to want to get something to reduce the twist on that. You know what, let's have this do reverse toilet paper. Okay, so now I think I've got all my parts connected right. Let's see here. So one thing I did do is I put, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Let us get, that's pretty. Yeah, see, none of the glass I have on my other printer is pretty like this. It was cut by Lowe's. It was cut by Lowe's, and they do an okay job, but it's not pretty like this. It's not beveled. That's not what they do. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about Lowe's. I've bought a few items from them, a few glass pieces, and I really do like them. But they're not pretty like this is. I hate short power cables. Kind of the bane of my existence. Unfortunately, I think we got rid of I think we threw away all the extra longer ones at work, which right now seems to me to be a tragedy. We had some nice, 6-foot long power cords that would have been perfect for this. Okay, moment of truth. Let us fire it up. So, fan started up. This says Creality 3D. I'm pretty happy so far. I'm not happy with how that looks. Okay. This is a nice little deal here. Oh. This goes a little... crap. Did I lose... Okay, I'm back. Nothing like looking up and seeing your connection dying on... or seeing your window spinning here. So everything seems to be working here. I wish this went the other direction. Oh, no SD card. Oh. So prepare. Auto. Uh-oh. That's not good. Disable steppers. Okay. You know what I did not do? I did not look at the getting ready instructions to launch it. Let's try this. Okay, that clicked. Okay. That seems good. Okay, let's try this once more. Actually, Okay. Okay. Oh, that's it trying to move. Okay, let's see the Y. Okay, so if I had to guess, all that god-awful sound was brought on by the x-axis. Oh, actually, let's turn this off. Okay. Oops. You know what? I'm not really digging this. So let's try move. Okay. You know what? I wonder is the problem possibly the end stop? Not working? Okay. So it seems like it wants to twist fine, turn. I really don't like that. So yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on here now. Figured this would be something simpler than this. Oh, I see now. It is this one. It's not activating the the Z properly. Okay. Okay, I think that will do it. Let's see now. So what was going on? It was going down. Wasn't quite. It looked like it was hitting the Z end stop, but it wasn't quite hitting it. Hey, there we go. I'm liking that. Okay, so now that we have ostensibly a working machine, let us see. Oh, actually, I'm going to copy over something that I had already planned to do onto the micro SD card. So File Explorer, and let's go. I can actually go to my SD card. There we go. So we're going to do an orbital shipping livestock cage. I know I'm using my own stuff, but hey, I think it'll work well enough. And paste. This particular piece comes to me from Warlayer Terrain by Andrew Askadal. I really like his stuff, and Greg from Pensacola, Florida, actually beat me to using this as a torture test for printers, but I was already actually planning on doing it, so I just hope he doesn't think that I stole the idea from him, because it was something I had already planned on doing, because this particular model is, I think, going to work out great for this. Sorry, I have to go around here and grab my my stuff for the hairnet stuff, the aqua net. So just to put into perspective, I bought this when I first started 3D printing back in mid-March. I actually ordered my 3D printer a bit before that, but by the time I got here, and then I was in what's called Festival at Work. I work for a PBS station, and right in the middle of our biggest week of the year for getting funding. So it took me a while to get it together. But anyhow, so from about mid-March to now, I figure I've only used about half of this so far. And for a while there, my printer, I kept printing all the time. I ended up getting a Gecko, East 3D Gecko recently, and started putting it together. And in doing so, I quit using my Tarantula. I was also getting some parts for it to upgrade it to all aluminum parts. But because of that, I haven't really been printing for about the last month or so. So I'm kind of actually excited to get back into printing again. The next issue I'm going to run into, I can see, is getting this thing. I'm going to one of the things that I have read that you want to do is get some larger pieces for this bed. Not pieces, but larger, whatever these things are called. Adjustment nuts. So I'm very likely going to be printing those in the next coming days, because trying to adjust with these little ones is kind of for the birds. Though that being said, These are far better than the ones that were on the Tarantula originally. Actually, kind of amazed this is going to reach the nozzle. Okay. I know that this has auto leveling placement, but I'm just going to do this. Once you go the right way, tightening it is not going to help me one iota. I hate to do too much work at this point, mainly because once it heats up, I'm sure there's going to be more. There we go. More adjusting to be done. Okay. What I'm hoping is that I'm going to be able to adjust this on the fly. So I do that on my Tarantula. So it's heating up now. Let us see how long it takes to heat up. So if you're following along at home, add a few seconds to this. Should have had it going to begin with. Timer or a stopwatch, start. So let's see how this looks. When it gets going. Da, 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 da. Yeah, just waiting for it. So the bed I've got set to 60 degrees. It's at 27 right now. Let's see here. Oh, so just to let you know too, coming up soon, it was shipped, or it's in the process of getting ready to ship. I'm actually going to be getting a TiVo Tornado as well. I've used TiVo products, as you know, my Tarantula since March, and been pretty happy with it. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how the Tornado stacks up against this. So you'll be able to see me, or you'll be able to see that video. It'll probably be after I do the review. So I'll do the review on this. It'll probably take me 3 to 4 weeks to kind of put this through its paces. I want to get a couple hundred hours on it. Really is really where I'd be happy with, is a couple hundred hours of printing to really see how it works, see any weird issues that I might run into, and then I'm thinking that after that I will after that's done, and after I do the same thing with the Tornado, I'm thinking I'm going to do a comparative. And I'm debating right now. What I think I'm going to probably do is I'm going to probably hold off any upgrades on any of these. Just use what's in the box to kind of give you out of the box experience on both, both printers. Then I may end up, like I said, I may end up doing two comparisons. One, like I said, stock, see how they go head to head. The second one, I'm thinking I might actually do after some upgrades, because there's some. I know with the Tornado, you really want to upgrade those little. You want to put eight diode smoothers on the X and Y axis. I don't know of any issues with the CR-10S like that. I do know that one of the big upgrades was the second Z rod because of the gantry height and everything, which this gantry height's freaking amazing. It's just really hard for me to really comprehend it, because when I look at my tarantula, the tarantula's like this big. This thing's huge, which is actually pretty darn cool in my opinion. Okay, anyhow, 50 degrees on the bed. I can feel it warming up now. Let's see. I like to have a little bit more space. There we go. A lot more space, just a little bit more. And do it for this one too. Yeah, we're talking, these are almost there. I'm actually impressed of what little warping there's. There we go. Like, why isn't it catching? There we go. There's the catch, and there, we're off the catch. So we're at 58 degrees, and we're at 5 minutes on my stopwatch. So we're probably well, now we're at 5 just now. So you're looking at 5 minutes to get this up to about 60 degrees. You know what? This back left corner is always the hardest one for me. There we go. Just the most awkward position. So let's see. So we're now, the hot end, I'm going up to 215. I need to figure out how to adjust that down, because I probably don't need it as hot on the PLA here. This one PLA that I like a lot, I like to run it just a little on the hot side for a PLA. It just makes me feel a little bit better. Excuse me. Sending out a couple more messages to visit me on Twitch. Okay, so now we're at 207, 208. We are almost there. So about 5 minutes to heat up the base plate, and looks like another 2 minutes to heat up the hot end. This is a little hotter than I would expect it to go. So I'm going to call that good there. There we go. You know what? I do not have enough filament in there. Hoping eventually this filament will get through and start laying down. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Stop print. There we go. So print from SD. Orbital shipping. Here we go. We will see if the orbital shipping container will print. So 60 degrees to 15. There we go. So I got a little bit of stringiness coming off here. Okay, it's now sticking a little bit. How's that looking? That off. There we go. Yeah, it's not printing correct. So what we need to do here is reduce the gap just a little bit. Oh wow, yeah. So it looks like the hot end also made it. Then it needs to be adjusted up a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's see how that works. Hey, we only dropped a couple degrees during that. I did notice this seems to have insulation underneath it, so that's going to help a little bit. Well, actually, it'll probably help a lot. So these are sticking a little bit better. Sticking a little too much better. Yeah, I really need to get those bigger adjusters to make this a lot easier. I'm just trying to keep something flat, somewhat flat in the sides there. What did I set this up with on Cura? So yeah, I'm running Cura 3.1 to slice this. Yeah, that looks like crap. Hey, this looks like crap. So yeah, so this is my Cura setup, Creality CR-10. So I'm doing a 0.15 layer height, 2 walls, 3 top layers, 3 bottom layers. What I just want to make sure is that I'm set to 0.14. So fortunately, I haven't looked at the software for a little while, so I'm a little forgetful on how this all sets up. I think it's in here, machine settings, 0.4, 0.1, okay, good. That's what I want to make sure. Okay. There we go. Back to me again. Don't you feel excited? I need to figure out how to get that working right. That's not something... That was just kind of on the fly in OBS Studio, so sorry about that. So far, it looks like it's printing nicely. I'm pretty happy with that. Little zit right there, it looks like, but I can live with that. Little raised piece there too. This is stuff I can live with for now, since it's the very, very first print. I'm just hoping that it prints well. This will take a couple hours to print. Very likely, well, after I go to sleep, it'll be finished. Did not plan that one well, did I? Okay, well, I think I'm going to call it there for the night. That was my build of the CR-10S. Thank you to GearBest for sending it over to me to test out. This is you're looking at the very first print. You all saw me build it from the ground up. All that I'd done is I'd cut the tape already. That was pretty much all that I'd done. And you got to experience with me what it takes to get this all put together from the ground up. I'm still not 100% sure this is the correct setup for the filament runout sensor, and that's actually something that I will probably test at a later time, because I just kind of want to get this up and running now. I just want to make sure it's working. Really, is where I'm at. But once again, thank you to GearBest. My website is makerfun3d.com. I will probably eventually, probably by the time you see this, I'll probably have a subsite set up called probably creality.makerfun3d.com. I like to do those little subdomains just to kind of collect all of the articles that I write about anything. So you'll be able to see on that URL, you'll be able to see the my what's it called, my preview that you're seeing here. I'll put this in my preview. You'll be able to see my review, my upgrades that I end up doing with this. I'll probably end up doing a couple articles on that. And I'm also going to put that blue stuff on now that it's printing, because let's face it, that blue stuff in the gutters makes these things look really slick. And then after all that's done, I will move over and start working on the comparison, the CR-10S versus the TiVo Tornado. I know that's something that a lot of people are interested in because they are very, very similar printers. So I'm going to do that. Again, thank you. I thank you for joining me, and hope you enjoyed this. Since nobody came in during my live stream, I'm hoping those of you on YouTube are going to like this, or at least helps you. So let's see here. How long have I been streaming for? An hour and a half. So an hour and a half to go from nothing to a fully built printer, in my book, is pretty darned amazing, considering my only experience has been 2 kit printers. One required a fair amount of knowledge and experience, or at least capabilities, and the other one, the East 3D Gecko, was even a tougher build. But I'm really looking forward to getting that one finished up, because that thing is a beast. This is an awesome printer. But you're also looking at a difference of $655 versus $430. Oh, speaking of that, I will be putting codes in my in the feed for these. So if this helps you, I'd appreciate it if you'd purchase through my links on GearBest. You don't have to. I just appreciate it. It helps me afford extra filament, extra parts. Slowly, I've been building out my my equipment. I've got a new webcam coming tomorrow. I bought a GoPro from a buddy of mine to be able to mount on one of these and do a time lapse with. Uh-oh. There's some damage on that. Is it printing still? Hopefully it'll build over that. Anyhow, so yeah, I'd appreciate it if you'd buy. You don't have to. I will be producing more of these, and basically anytime you buy from one of those links, I will get a very, very small percentage. I really make it up in masses sold. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you do that, and thank you much.